it's an a sound, a. The first letter is a, alif, for alif. Then the ba, b, b. It comes from the lips, b. And when it comes at the end of a word, there's a bit of a vibration sound. Like we say the word, for example, lub. Next is the ta, which is the T sound, t. And you can actually feel the air flow, t, t. Then fa, fa. That's all of the three dots. The fourth letter with the three dots is fa. Then we come with Jeem, and that's a j sound. Now, some dialects, like for example, especially in around the Sham area, like Lebanon, they usually say je, which is wrong. It's not je, it's j. So try to fix that when you're reading the Quran. It's the ha, ha, not ha, ha, like something stuck in your throat. Ha. We say, for example, hub, which means love. Hub, not hub, hub. And you get that B, the B sound also. We spoke about that just a minute ago. So that takes practice. Ha. It takes practice. Next letter, the kha. 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 There's no equivalent in English for that. That just takes practice. Dal, which is the D sound, dal. And that's similar to English, but it's got the vibration sound, especially at the end. Like, for example, the word med. Med. See, it's got the vibration at the end. Sometimes people make a mistake with the dal and they make it similar to the pronunciation of the ta. Like, instead of saying da, they say da. See, there's a bit of an airflow. Da. See, notice here. Da. That's actually incorrect. It's da. Da. There's no airflow. Okay. Next is the val. The. Okay. Then the last one, and that's the ra sound. That's got a special quality, which is a takrar. Like if we don't stop it, it will just keep on going. Like but ra. So as an example of a word, we say, for example, rab. Then we have some people say zay, some people say za. We'll just call it za. And that's just the Z sound, or the Z in America. They say Z. Here in Australia, we say Z. Then the Sheen, that's the S sound. Then comes the Sheen sound. This has a special quality, the Sheen, actually. In English, it's the SH. Sh. When you tell somebody to shush. So if you put actually your hand over your mouth and you say shh, you can feel the flow of air. That's actually the quality of the shh. Interestingly enough, the words that actually have this, and we'll talk about this later with different letters and what they sometimes mean in a word in Arabic. That's one of the beauties of Arabic, is that you can tell the meaning of a word by the letters in that word. And that's the remarkable aspect of, one of the remarkable aspects of the language. Words that have the sheen denote spreading. So as an example, we have the word shajara, like a tree. We have, for example, shams, the sun. It spreads its light. Next one is a letter not found in English. It's the Saad. It's got a bit of a whistling sound. Not that's seen, Saad. Okay, so it's a bit different. See the way Sheen, Saad. So one needs to differentiate between those two. And as an example of some words that start with Saad, we have the two pillars of Islam, Salah and Saum. So that's the Saad, next letter is a very difficult letter. It's the broad. Broad. It's different to the dal, but broad. So as an example, wala brawling. So that actually needs your tongue to go to the side of one of your, either left or right. So your tongue is not in the center; it's towards the side, and it's a very hard one. You need somebody actually to listen to you say it, and you need to practice that. Ta. So we usually have the T sound, the ta, but this is ta. Ta. For example, tariq or tariq as an example. Ta. Okay. Next comes the va. Va. And that's a bit hard as well. Va. As opposed to that, which is the val. This is va. It's more heavier. Va. Ain. It comes from here. It's a hard letter. You need practice for that one. You need to work your muscles. So sometimes it takes months, even years, to work those muscles out until you can actually get close to reciting that. But as I mentioned, don't get discouraged by that. You get a double reward by trying. Double reward. I get a single reward as an Arab. You get a double reward as somebody who's new to the language. Next one, that's with a dot. It's ghayn. That's like, it's coming from this part. It's like you're gargling. Next is easy. It's an easy one now. So they were all hard. Now it gets easier. Inshallah. So fa, which is the F sound in English. Fa. Okay. But then next one, it's the qaf. Q. That's a bit hard. That's from the throat as well. Q. It's not the K sound. It's a q. That's not found in English. The q. And as an example, Quran. The word Quran starts with qaf. Now we get to the easy one, kaf, which is just the K sound. Let's take, for example, the country, Kuwait. K, that's K, Kuwait. Then comes the lam, that's the L sound. Like, for example, layl, which is night in Arabic, layl. Then comes the Meem, which is the M sound. Okay. So like the word medic, which means king. The last letter on the second last line is the noon. Those two, the Meem and the noon, have airflow from the nose. We say and If you hold your nose, try saying the Meem and the noon. You can't. You need that airflow through the nose. The Meem and the noon. The ha, and that's just the H sound. Ha. Then we get to the wow, which is just w. The ya, that's the yeah sound. And we'll learn all these in more detail, obviously. Then comes the hamza, and that actually has the a sound, like the alif. That last letter on the last line, it's what's known as a ta marbuta. That actually is a round ta. So it's similar to the third letter. They have the same sound with a slight difference when one stops on it. So we'll explain that later on. That ta marbuta is actually a sign of femininity. You find words that have this ta marbuta, they're usually feminine. And then the last letter, that's the one by itself at the bottom, that's known as the alif maqsura. It's just an alif, which is like the first letter, but it's written differently. And that actually is changed from a ya to an alif. So you notice the dots have been removed, and actually that shows a change. So sometimes in Arabic, letters change based on how they're derived, and sometimes what letter is before it or what vowel is before it, it changes. And it gets a bit more complicated. So that's basically the alphabet. Barakallahu feekum. Inshallah. Until next time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
أو زد عليه ورتل القرآن ترتيلا إنا سنلقي عليك قولا ثقيلا.
Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, to like the video, and to turn on notifications.